So let's say you own a nail salon. Chances are you know how to do nails.
But what about your information technology needs? You might turn to IT professionals for that one. Makes sense.
Yeah, Schrock Innovations can help you fill in those gaps. Thor, Schrock.
Hello,
Don't make that
George.
assumption about nail salons. My wife went to one yesterday because we were going to a concert.
Oh,
She
no.
wanted to get her nails done, and she picked out the card for the color. She's like, "This is what I want," and the lady brought the wrong color. And then, you know, my wife's reading something on her phone, and she looks down at her toes, and she's like,
Wait a
"Why is
minute.
it sparkly? No,
That's
no."
not it.
Are they
So
blue?
you can't make that assumption, but what we can help with is getting people in the door so that if you train your people to pick the right color, you can keep them
There
as
you go.
customers.
That's
Let's
funny.
talk about these IT needs, because what kind of scenarios or situations do you see businesses in that they may need some help with their IT?
Yeah, you know, I mentioned I was at a concert yesterday, and you know, when I got some comp tickets from one of the radio stations, and we were in one of the suites, and there was a guy in there from a realtor in there, and he was talking to me, and he's like, "Oh, you do websites and stuff?" "Oh, yeah, we do." And you know, this is a typical situation. I have a website. It was designed for me a few years ago. I got it because you're supposed to have a website, and I don't really. It doesn't rank anywhere. I don't get a lot of traffic. I wonder why I'm paying for it every month. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. And then you look at his business card, and you see that his email address is tied to the realty company, even though he has his own website. And you know, as far as like any business, whether you're selling real estate or whether you're selling nail salon services, or if you're selling promotional items, I mean, you have to understand that everything, it's a complete package. And so one of the things that we do at Schrock is when a company comes to us, as opposed to just saying, "Oh, you need a website, it needs to be responsive, it needs to have this, you need a Twitter, you need a Facebook, we got to get all this done for you," and then dumping them in your lap and saying, "Okay, have fun," you know, we actually will put together a plan for you that says, "Okay, you're going to get a website, but what do you want the website to accomplish? What's the point of having a website?" No one puts a commercial on Channel 3 if they don't know what they want to accomplish. They don't just go out and shoot a commercial. Like, let's air that. Maybe people will come. You know, you gotta. You
Have
see
a goal.
a car commercial. There's a car sale.
There's a
you know?
goal.
Sometimes what people assume is once you get a website, all this traffic's going to be coming to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
you see these commercials. There was one for IBM a few years ago when they started doing business services, and they launched their new e-commerce site, and they're all huddled. This team of 4 people is huddled around their computer, and they say. They're watching the counter, and all of a sudden it goes dink to 1, and they're like, "Yeah!" And it goes dink 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're like, "Yeah!" And then it starts going like, brrr, and they're like, "Oh no," because it's like 4,000. They're like, "Oh, how are we going to do that?" And it doesn't really work that way, you know. And it'd be a great world if it did, but unfortunately, you know, when you build a website, it's no different than when you do the marketing for your business. You need to create a website that differentiates itself from the competition, having it look amazing. And we see this with photographers all the time.
Yes.
All these photographers have these beautiful Flash websites. You go there and you see all the pictures and whatever, it's great. But they don't rank for anything because Flash doesn't have any SEO value whatsoever.
What do you do about
Nor
it?
does it work on my iPhone.
You have to, you have to convince them to drop the Flash site,
Yeah.
which is hard because these guys are artists. But you have to say, you know, what's your objective? Is your objective to have a showcase as an artist that no one's going to come look at? Or is your objective to bring in clients who want to have pictures taken?
So is this for big businesses? Because you're talking about a realtor needing a traffic, but I mean, in that case, he's kind of, you know, maybe working on his own in some cases, working for a bigger company in some cases, but what size do you
Well,
have?
and that's the thing, you have to understand what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So for a smaller business, you know, for example, when Schrock Innovations was getting started, our objective was we needed customers because we had to get people in the door to experience the level of service that we deliver so that they would tell their friends about it and they would come back and they'd be customers for life. But getting those initial customers in the door was a real challenge, so we designed a website that showcased our products and services and built a following. We offered tips, we offered a radio show that you could download and listen to, and you could have a podcast you can pull down to your iPhone or your iPad, all this stuff which doesn't directly generate any revenue for us, which, you know, on the surface it seems kind of like fluff, but what you're doing is you're building that brand name and that brand equity, and then when we have a sale like the maintenance checkup sale we're having now, you get 2,500 computers in the door. So, you know, there's got to be an objective, and so it's great even if you get a website and you know, SEO the heck out of it, you have tons of traffic. If you don't have a conversion model designed to take those visitors and flip them into something else.
Into sales.
Into sales,
Really
you can't do
work
it.
in sales.
So
we have 1 minute, and I want to get one question in because I feel like maybe some people might be wondering, how quickly do you, if I call you, I've got an issue, I've hired you, you're doing stuff, and then I call you, you're not in-house, so how quickly can you get to resolving that issue?
Well, gotcha. Well, basically, we launched our corporate services division a couple years ago, and what the corporate services division does is we offer some of the most affordable IT support for companies you've ever seen, starting at $175 per computer per year. You can't, I mean, if you go to any of the other corporate IT places in town, they want multi-$1,000 down payments.
Yeah.
They want monthly installments of, X number of $100 just to be on call. So we put that in place to deal with the headache IT stuff. So you don't have to hire that IT person if you're in that uncomfortable place where you need technology, but you don't need an IT administrator yet.
Yes.
That's what's there. And then we can put you into a website that's going to generate business and bring in the revenue that's going to pay for our services, as well as allow you to grow to the point where then we need to shift more from a website like what we did for Schrock when we started to what it is today, which is a support and service website. It's a brand awareness website, like Coca-Cola or something like that. That's a totally different ballgame.
Real quick, when you talk about business service needs, home-based businesses all the way up to
Hundreds of
smaller
employees.
corporations. Yeah.
Anytime you have a product that you want to convert into money, that's a business, and we can help.
Yep.
SchrockInnovations.com, that's the website. He's Thor Schrock. It's always great to have you here,
Thanks,
Thor.
guys.
Thank you.
Thanks,
So, and